Welcome to 906 Quilting YouTube channel. My name is Kathy Clausen. I'm a Westerly Design accredited teacher with over 30 years of quilting experience. There's a quilting tool of the utmost importance. This tool can help us ensure appropriate stitch integrity and perfect piecing of quilt blocks. It can make utilization of specialty threads and even heirloom quilting successful. Yeah, we are talking about sewing machine needles. I'm going to use this illustration to help visualize the parts of every sewing machine needle. What it has is it has two main parts, the shank of the sewing machine needle and the shaft of the sewing machine needle. The shaft is everything below the shank. The shank is the larger top side of the needle. There's going to be a round side to it, and there's also going to be a flat side to it. The flat side is what's going to ensure that you're going to get your needle into your machine properly. In other words, it has a flat side and a round side on the receptacle that accepts the needle. You cannot get them backwards. Now, on the shaft portion of our needle, on the front, we're going to have a groove. What that groove is it runs the whole length of the shaft up to the eye of the needle. The eye of the needle is what holds the thread. All needles have a point to them, okay? And then we also have a scarf. The scarf has a little cutout area here, which is where the hook on your bobbin mechanism is going to come, grab your thread, and complete the stitch for you. All needles are universal in this makeup. Now we're going to talk about the different types of needles. Now, what we have here is what's called the jersey or ballpoint needle. And if you look at our illustration here, what you're going to notice is the jersey or ballpoint needle is very rounded at the point. And the reason that it is that way is because with knit fabrics or jersey fabrics, which is what this needle is intended for, you don't want a sharp point on it because if you do break that thread, it's like a nylon stocking. It will run, and you don't want that to happen. So this particular needle just pushes those fibers aside to complete the stitch without harming your knit fabric. The next needle I have here is a Microtex. Now, a Microtex is a sharp needle, as you can see right here. I like Microtex needles for basic sewing. Some people like it for piecing. It is a good needle for piecing. There is no doubt about it. Do I use it for piecing? Absolutely, I do. Next, we have a universal needle. The universal needle, and you can see by the illustration here, has a sharp point on it, but not as sharp as the Microtex. So while the Microtex pierces the fabric or the fibers, the universal will more push them aside. Universal, I like to say, is a cross between the ballpoint and the Microtex needle. So it's in between there. Could it pierce your fabrics? Yes, it could. It could pierce your fibers. Chances are it won't. Next I have here is the denim needle, a jeans or denim needle. What you're going to see on the illustration is that, again, it has a very sharp point like the Microtex, but the difference being is that this needle is going to be a much heavier needle, meaning the shaft is going to be larger. the hole or the eye of the needle is going to be larger. And that's because normally jean or denim fabric is heavier. So you're going to need that larger eye to help protect your thread as it's stitching through your denim or jean fabric. Next one we're going to look at is a quilting needle. What a quilting needle is it's probably what I would say closest to the universal needle. It has an eye that's a little larger than a lot of needles. And the reason being is when we are quilting, we're usually going through several layers of fabric or a quilt sandwich. So you want that larger eye to help protect that thread going through those multiple layers. Next, I have a top stitch needle. Now, what a top stitch needle is it's basically a universal needle with a very large eye in it. And then I have a quilting chrome needle. And what the chrome needle is it's very similar to the super needle in that it will help eliminate the stickiness when you're working on your quilting projects. Before we talk about needle size, I'd like to review with you that you can purchase needles in small packs, or I buy them by the 100 needles in one pack. Remember, needles are cheap, repairs are expensive. Change your needle often, at least at the beginning of every new project. I change mine about every 8 hours. Okay, so let's go through the needle size guide. Okay, what you're going to see on your needle package is you're going to see 2 different sizes. This one, for example, is a 90-14. The 90 is the European size. The American size is 14. So you have different needles for different fabrics or different techniques. For very fine silk, chiffon, organza, or fine lace, you would use any one of these needles, size 860, 965, 1070. And those are very fine needles. You could definitely use a Microtex. You could use an universal for those fabric types. Now, on a lightweight fabric, such as cotton voile, silk, synthetics, spandex, and lycra, you're going to be using a size 1175 or a 1280. And don't forget when you're using the spandex, the lycra, or any knit fabric, you're going to want to make sure that you have a ballpoint needle. Next, we're going to take a look at a medium weight needle. This is your middle of the road. It's kind of like your workhorse. It does pretty much all of everything. If you don't have any other size, you can use this one, okay? So this works great on quilting fabrics, cotton, velvet, fine corduroy, linen, muslin. It says Jersey tricot knits. Of course, you want to get the ballpoint. And then you've got light wool, sweatshirt and knit and fleece. So you can use that. Basically, it's a catch-all needle. Next, we're going to go to 16100, and that's for a heavyweight needle. You're going to want that for denim, corduroy, canvas, duck cloth, suiting, and leather. Remember, too, that you have for denim, you have the denim needle, and for the leather, you can also purchase a special leather needle. 110 is going to be very heavy. It's going to be a heavy denim, heavy canvas, such as outdoor furniture canvas, upholstery fabric, faux fur. I know a lot of people now are recovering their boat cushions, and you would want to have a size 18 110 needle for that. And the largest needle that I am aware of is going to be a 2110. So that is the skinny on needles. I hope you find this information valuable. And if you do, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Until we meet again, let's quilt.